Well, what's this hiding behind the Christmas tree? It looks like bonus episodes of After 4 with your name on it. You must have been on the nice list this year, alumni. That, and we just had too many fantastic conversations to fit them into our normal episodes. Now, the tag says that very little editing has been done, so they might sound a little rougher than normal, but we hope you enjoy them all the same. Thanks for all your support this season. We're looking forward to being back with you on January 24th for the beginning of Season 3. For now, though, enjoy your presents. Oh, look, this one's for you, alumni.
Another piece of the process for me was realizing how much I believe that God would not allow us to get older if he didn't have a purpose for this season of life. So I thought of that when you were saying how, and I certainly get angry at myself for not being perfect, for instance, or whatever. And when we get angry and resist what's happening, for me, as in aging, it just wastes a lot of energy. I'm angry that I don't have enough energy to do what I want to do today. And that takes a lot of energy to resist. So accepting that, I really don't have a lot of energy today. Okay, so what does that mean? What is God thinking about that? And invariably, if I stop and I think, what do I think God is thinking about that? I think God is thinking, I understand. It's a season of life. Just chill.
Yes, that it's amazing that this all-powerful, never-tiring God can give us the grace and the space to be tired and to need to do less physically or even mentally than what we might want to accomplish. That he, the one who can do it all, will say, it's okay. Just slow down. It's okay. I understand.
Well, what you're saying is true. The all-powerful God, and he could do it all. He could do it all and doesn't necessarily need me to help him. That's a little piece of it. But I don't know if you spent a lot of time with, I'm losing who it is. Who did the painting of Jesus in the boat? This happens. This is my old age. Okay, so there's a very famous painting of Jesus' boat in the storm. And it shows the disciples holding up the sail, and there's one disciple that looks like he's throwing up over the edge of the boat. And Jesus, they're annoyed because Jesus is asleep in the boat. And one night a few years ago, I was in one of my insomniac moments. I was just thinking about that painting, and I thought, okay, so who do I feel like today or tonight it was in the boat, and who would I like to be like? And I just thought, I'd like to be like Jesus and just sleeping in the boat. So even this all-powerful God was asleep in the middle of a storm. I mean, it's a loaded image. It's just beautiful. And Bob was, of course, teasing me that I'm lying awake thinking about sleeping in the boat. So I don't remember what happened the rest of the night. But I think God invites us to go to sleep in the boat.
Wow. Yes. I've always wondered at the end of that, at the end of that story, when Jesus, I want to say that is that a moment where he says, you have little faith.
Yes,
and
yeah.
I always wonder, what was he hoping that their response was going to be? That, you have these sailors who are, or at least several of them, fishermen who know how to handle the seas, and that this is a dangerous situation that they find themselves in. Was he hoping that they would just wait, or was it right for them to wake him up and ask for help? Or I've always just wondered, what was it that he actually wanted them to do in that moment? And
I do have a thought about that.
Yeah, I'd be interested to know your thought, Alice.
I also have to say that it's Rembrandt who did the beautiful painting.
All right.
He said that Googling his painting of Jesus in the boat is a spiritual experience. It's wonderful. But I don't like the thought that Jesus said, you have little faith. And sometimes when I read scripture, I realize that I'm hearing my tone of voice. And it may not have been Jesus' tone of voice at all. And of course, he didn't say it in English, so we don't know.
Sure.
We could probably broaden what he might have meant. But I think the Spirit whispers to our spirit as we read Scripture. And I need to remember that Jesus might have said it with a tone of voice. Oh, Alice, I could give you more faith if you'd like more faith. What a spiritual director would probably say, it sounds like you're struggling to believe here. Do you want to talk some more about that? And that's a whole different way of hearing what Jesus said than with the condemnation. I am just so disappointed. And there could have been that. I mean, I'm not saying that there wasn't, but the Spirit whispers to our spirit just what we need to hear. So I think if we hear something that lacks the grace we think Jesus was offering, then we probably aren't hearing it just the way he's saying it to us right now.
Wow. That's very helpful. That's something for me to keep thinking about for sure. Because I do the same thing. Jesus, the tone of voice that I read into Jesus, and it's only recently actually that I've started asking that same question of, is that actually the way that I'm reading that? Is that the way his voice would have sounded? I don't know. And how does that alter the way that I interpret what's expected of me coming out of some of these passages of Scripture?
Well, the Bible is an amazing book, and it's very, very, very long and written over many, many centuries. And I think I've looked at the Bible as sort of a brick that's thrown at my face. I mean, I just take everything, this is something that you should be doing and you're not doing. And I know not everybody does this. I mean, this is coming out of my own melancholy and self-doubt, but I do know that a lot of people struggle as I do. So I'm not the only one who has this. And I think if I read Scripture as though everything from the beginning to the end is meant to instruct me in my life right now, that just doesn't make sense in terms of the Creator God. The second verse of Genesis said, when there was darkness and there was light, and the Spirit was hovering over the chaos. And the Spirit is hovering over the chaos in my life. And the Spirit is behind all Scripture. So I usually stay with a passage, or usually just a verse, until I hear what sounds like the authentic word of the Spirit to me. And Jesus also said to the disciples, he said, I have so many more things I want to say to you right now, but it's more than you can bear. So the Spirit will come and will teach you all truth. So if there's something that I really don't understand, I just figure, well, maybe tomorrow I will, because it might be too much for me to bear this truth.
Thanks for joining us for this special bonus episode. We hope you enjoyed it. As always, please subscribe, rate and review, and share with all the other alumni boys and girls, because Santa will know if you don't. Too far? Okay. Well, thanks for listening, and I will see you after the new year, alumni.